Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk to you about should you buy a house or should you not buy a house. I'm a real estate agent, as you guys know, and I get asked this question, I would say, several times a week. And I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. Everyone wants to give their opinion, and I get it. And I follow the charts, and I see what's going on, and I watch a lot of the videos of where they say the charts, the houses are going to continue to go up, and they say other point the houses are going to be crashing, and all this kind of stuff. It all, I think, depends on your situation, and I kind of want to talk about some of that just a little bit, and maybe kind of give you some ideas. So, welcome back to the channel. This is Financial Prepper, Chris and Stacey. I'm Stacey. Chris is in the shop working with his dad. Welcome back to the woodpile. So let's get into it. First off, I want to give you some stats. And I talked about this the other day, where this is actually on the White House. At the end of 2020, the market was short 3.8 million housing units. You guys, we've all seen that. Housing units have gone down. The availability, so prices has gone up. Matter of fact, I did a research a little bit ago, about a day or two ago, about the different states, how much overpriced some of these states are, the housing. We're talking 30, 40, 50%. You guys, if you want to buy that house, then get it. But let me just tell you, I think a lot of people make the mistake and they say, oh, I'm buying my forever home. I cannot tell you the number of houses I've sold that was, quote, my forever home, and they lost money and they had to pay to get out of that home. Breaks my heart when you go to the closing table and you watch those sellers write that check to get out of that home. Never look at that piece of property. Just so you know, I'm gonna give you a tip. We do the same thing. Never look at that piece of property. Got my pen up and going to town there. Never look at that piece of property as your forever home. You never know what's going to happen in life. The previous house that we had, I thought we were going to be there for a lot longer. We were only there 5 years. That's it, 5 years. And then we sold because it did not work for us. So I tell people this all the time. You need to factor in, numbers never lie. So you need to factor in, a lot of these people, in my opinion, and if you look at stats, are way overpaying for housing. They're going to wake up one day and they're going to have negative equity. Negative. And you guys, I ran some numbers across the states right now. If you look at the states that are going on, and if you look at the mortgages, and if you say, hey, what's the pricing? What's the median price? What has gone up? 40, 50%. At some point, it has to correct. Whether you like it or not, I know the charts say one thing, but realistically, if you look at what's going on in the economy, food's going up. Insurance is going up. We just did a video on that. Insurance companies are actually closing their doors. They're leaving states. Autos, insurance is going up. Auto sales are actually, the price, from what I understand and from what I've been told, are going down. So you have all these different things that are happening. You got to possibly, God forbid, World War III. At some point, there has to be a correction. I even talked to some appraisers, and they were struggling at one point to actually be able to produce pricing that would match what the sales price was on the contract. So that tells me then it's inflated. So when things shift, which things typically do in the history of finance, these people are going to end up with negative equity. That means they're going to have no equity. So if, God forbid, they do have to sell their homes, they are going to be upside down. And that's what I saw after 2008. I watched it. I was in D.C. living at the time. And thank God I did not purchase anything. But I watched it after that. People were taking out loans to do the down payment, which I know it's not quite the same. Yes, but interest rates are way up. And I think this is what's happening right now. It also says 45% of renters are rent burdened, spending more than 30% of their disposable income on housing. You guys, we've talked about this. Credit card debt is up. That's just the facts. You look at all these stats that are happening. Credit card debt is up. Renters are spending more than 30% of their income on rent. Pricing for housing has gone up. So should you buy or not? That is such a personal question. It depends on your situation. Depends on what you need. But I will tell you this. I would never, ever tell you to buy a piece of property with the mindset that this is going to be my forever home. Because I think that is a trap. Because you never know what's going to happen in life, and you never know if you're going to have to sell. Run the numbers. Run the numbers. Numbers do not lie. Run and see what is going on with the market. How much has it increased? And just figure out the numbers. That's what I tell everybody all the time. We personally bought the property next to us. Did we overpay a little bit? Yep, we did. And I did not like bringing that check to the table at closing. This is a couple months ago, about 8 months ago. But it was important to us because obviously it bordered our property, and it gave us more real estate that we could use for pole barns, equipment, and stuff like that. So it was actually going to pay us. So once again, you guys, you have to run the numbers. I tell people this all the time. If you don't run the numbers and you go into something blindly, you're not going to know what you're purchasing. So should you buy or not? You're going to have to run the numbers and see. And you're going to have to look at your market. And you're going to have to see, is your market way overinflated, or is it a good deal? And that's something you're going to have to figure out. So hopefully this helps, because yes, the market is short right now for housing. The renters right now are paying 30% of their income. But could it crash? And could you have negative equity? That's what they're saying is going to happen. That's what they're saying is going to happen. And that's on the White House website. So pay attention, you guys. Keep your heads up. See you next time. Have an awesome, awesome day.